It'd be like 70th annual Bremerton Art Festival. You like 70th? I ain't never even heard of you,
Yeah.
man. So it's like sometimes you want to venture out and put yourself in those places because they probably never seen nothing like you before.
Have you done any art shows outside the Seattle area?
The only ones that I usually do is usually going to be like like Redmond and maybe like in Tacoma. Like I haven't went too far because
But
out of the
nothing out of state or nothing
no,
yet.
not out of state yet. Like there's some in Oregon that I really want to do, but like I said, that's something you got to prepare for
Mm,
because one, those are like 3 day art festivals.
mm.
So that means you got to think about hotel. Then you got to pay the booth fee, which may be a couple $100. So you're gonna come out of pocket a few $100 before you even sell anything. So it's one of those things you got to
And plus
prepare.
the $20 a gallon for gas.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like planning a vacation. Like it's got to be something that you got to be thinking
To
about
be
months
very
in
locked
advance.
in.
Exactly. You got to be very locked in. You got to be ready for that. And that's just one thing out of probably a dozen
Yeah.
things that pop up to you as well. And you got to be willing to say no to some of these other
Yeah.
things because one of my mottos is can't be everywhere.
Yeah. So how do you do that? How do you say no to people? 'Cause I think a lot of entrepreneurs they say yes to everything when they fit, right? How do you like know what the right things to say yes to or what to say no to?
I honestly, I'll start looking up what they do. I'll look it up what they do. Hopefully, they have some social media. I'll look up their websites. I'll look and see if there's anybody that's done the events that I know. And I ask them questions about it as well. What was their experience like? I try to look up videos. I'll go on YouTube and look up and see if there's any videos that a civilian took, if there's any videos that an artist took, just to so I can canvas it as well. Like I try to put myself in that position because I don't want to just go there unaware. It's like I like to know before I get there. And then honestly, like I said, I can't be everywhere. I have to try to figure out which ones are going to be worth my time. And honestly, you're going to take a couple of L's. You're going to take some L's because you don't know until it actually happens. You may be like, all right, let me try this Anacortes Art Festival. And you go up there and you just like crickets. It's boring. It may be slow. It may be one of those. It may be a weekend where the weather turns on you. You just like, God darn, I paid $400 and it's raining the whole weekend. It just may end up like that. So you just never know. If it's one of those things where everything lines up, weather's right, good, but then it's like maybe it's not promoted well. Maybe, you know, and honestly, sometimes it could just not be your time. And I look at that as well. Like they're successful over here, but over here nobody was feeling me. So maybe I don't come back to this one next time. You know, sometimes you gotta go through that as well. I've seen that happen to people, and then they try to talk to you, and you almost got to console the artist
Mhm.
in a way. You know, encourage them like, hey, don't pick up. Trust me. Sometimes you just gotta wait to that next day.
What is like the local Seattle like black art scene like? Is there like black art festivals going on? Like what's the
Mhm.
black arts community like here?
Honestly, the black arts community is much bigger and deeper than probably gets advertised like that. Like I said, like last night was a few exhibitions that was going on at Slip um, that during the art walks through and during the Pioneer Square art walks, during the Belltown art walk. Um, make sure this thing is so you had those going on. You have places like Black Arts Love, those markets. You got places like Black Night Market in Tacoma. That's by Mari. You have CD Art Walk, and then you have also Black Love Market. That's out of Renton. So it's like you have different facilities. Like even one that I'm a part of as well, Cultivate the Collective. We have an art boutique based out of the Bellevue Arts Museum. It's like 30 plus Black artists, artisans. So they that sell art out of that shop, and we man it all ourselves. Like we have a schedule that each artist does at least one day a month. Got enough of us that we can do it. Um, and you just try to, continuously promote those things. So people have these different events that pop up in Seattle, in Tacoma, um, and it's like everybody will definitely show up and support. But I think the thing that that you start seeing them trying to do more is trying to get into those internal systems, like, you know, the art commissions in Seattle and Renton, because a lot of those commissions be run by old white women. And it's like they'll give the funding to a bluegrass band, and you just be like, y'all, so y'all gonna do the same stuff that you did the last 20 years. But we got some ideas for some things, for some vibrancy, for some diversity, since that's the big thing. So it's like we want to bring in more, but you want to keep doing the same old, like it's a Lions Club or a Rotary Club ass type of event. You just like, come on, man. Everybody look like Barbara Walters out here. You don't want nothing different. So you end up having to, you know, keep supporting each other. Keep, you have events that's like Emoja Fest, you know, Black Wall Street in Seattle that happens usually during May on like 23rd and Jackson. So you have these events where you'll have 100 vendors, thousands of people come out, music, food, everybody just comes out in good faith and love and shop with one another. And people come out there to purchase, purchase your wares, purchase your art, purchase your clothing, your artisan. So you may make candles, you may make watches. Like it's a lot, it's real thick. It's just one of those things where you have to always continuously try to promote it and always try to continuously get those allies that are in spaces that you're not in yet, like the galleries, like the museums, because you may go into a spot and you're like, this is real sterile. This is real kind of boring. Hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Like, there's a lot of artists that would love to get in these venues. How about, have you ever thought about something like this? And then they'll start like, oh, we've never done that before. No kid. Like, it's the same type of art on the walls all the time. Like, it's time to funk
It's
it
like,
up
what's the,
and
what's the, I
liven
mean,
it up.
it's like same Rockefeller art.
Huh?
The same Rockefeller art, back in the day,
Yeah,
the prairie people and all that kind of stuff.
correct. It'd be the same stuff, and you just like, come on, man. It's got to be something, something more.
So these art shows, from your point of view, do they do a good enough job internally promoting all these shows they have? Like the Anacortes, make this up the Anacortes art show. Do you think those people do good enough job like promoting it everywhere, or they leave the artists to promote it?
When these art shows happens, especially like these festival exhibitions, it's honestly becomes both. The events, they promote it, and then they of course lean on the artist to promote. The artist always got to promote because the artist wants people that they know to come out if they can as well. um and some of these institutions have been around for a long time, so it's almost like they ain't got to do much
Yeah.
now. So it's really on the artist. Like,